The Boys Season 5 Episode 4 trailer just released and we have a lot to talk about. Right off the bat, I am 99% sure that we are going to get at least one main character death in this episode. As we can see, Homelander, Soldier Boy, and the boys are all going to be in the same place at the same time, at Fort Harmony looking for V1. I think this is the episode where Homelander actually gets the V1, because we've already seen that shot in the Season 5 trailer of him firing those insanely intense high beams straight into the sky. Since this trailer looks to be all unfolding into the evening, because when the boys get there, the sky looks pretty dark out already. Maybe later in the afternoon, and after their whole battle in Fort Harmony, which would take some time of course, would lead into the evening where Homelander shoots the intense high beams out of his eyes. And also, I saw a comment that pretty much perfectly summed up how this episode could go down. Basically, Frenchie is trying to reverse engineer the virus instead of bringing Samir back into work on it, but it's going to take some time, weeks at least, according to Frenchie. Then the boys, after unredacting various files with Stan Edgar, head to Fort Harmony to see if there are any remaining vials of V1, not only to keep them away from Homelander, but possibly to use them as a cure for the virus for Kimiko, Butcher, and Starlight. Then Stan Edgar snitches on the boys and tells Homelander that the V1 files are at a place called Fort Harmony. So then both Soldier Boy and Homelander, after seemingly making amends with each other, head there while the boys are already on the location too. Now, since I said there will be at least one death in this episode, I actually think it might be Mother's Milk. And as much as I hate to say it, I really think he could be the next main character to go. Because from what we see in the trailer, it's basically the boys versus the boys. And I think the reason they may be fighting is because Butcher and Mother's Milk want to kill Soups, while Huey and Kimiko really don't. Because Huey is dating a Soup and Kimiko is a Soup as well, because we saw Kimiko let Zoe Newman and Samir go at the end of episode 3. Frenchie was not trying to let them go, but Kimiko insisted. And to be fair, it does make sense from her perspective, because she doesn't want Zoe growing up with both of her parents gone. But since Butcher and MM absolutely hate Soups and really don't tolerate any of that, I think they're going to seriously butt heads in this episode, and that could be why the team starts falling apart and fighting each other. And if that happens, I think MM could end up being the one who pays the price for it, because MM has always kind of been the heart of the group. So if he finally dies in the conflict, unfortunately, so I feel like it would take the death of Mother's Milk to finally make the boys realize why they were doing this in the first place. Also, if Homelander gets V1 in this episode, it is going to be absolute chaos. And honestly, it would make sense, especially with all the rumors going around that Homelander might not be in the last 2 episodes and could die in episode 6. Now, personally, that is a theory I've never really fully believed, because having Homelander die 2 episodes before the finale just sounds way too ridiculous. The finale needs Homelander in it, or I just don't really see how they could pull it off at all. Maybe if he loses his powers, then sure, maybe that could work in some weird way, but as of right now, I just don't buy him dying that early. But if that theory is somehow true, then it would make sense for him to get V1 in this episode, because we are already only 2 episodes away from episode 6. So yeah, I really do think episode 4 is about to be one of the craziest episodes of the season so far. And I know I say that about every single episode that drops in season 5, but seriously, every single episode this far has been absolutely bonkers. And as we already know, Eric Kripke has already confirmed that nobody is safe in this season, and that the finale is not the only episode that is going to have major deaths, as already proven in the first episode of the season. So a death in the beginning, middle, and end almost sounds pretty poetic if you ask me. So yeah, what do you guys think is going to happen based off this trailer?